Did the caller pick up?
Hello. Hello.
D, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's
So,
up
man,
with
how
it,
you
man?
doing?
Oh man, ready to roll, man. We're gonna get started, get right into it, all right?
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna bring it in, introduce you a little bit, talk about how you got to where you were, coaching, where you play ball, things like that, and then we're gonna dive into this running back thing.
All right, Roger that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rock and roll.
Hey, ready, set, go. It's time to hit the mark. This that show you need to know about. We set ourselves apart. Sports talk at the pinnacle. We got all the knowledge covering every level, helping these young men get to college. Got the coverage of a DB, vision of a QB coming at you like a DN. Let all of that sink in. Working in the weight room, we can't take no days off. Doing drills when they not looking, that's what make us stand out. Don't worry about how much time is left, we got it planned out. Execution, elite footwork, nasty when we running routes. Accuracy off the chain, we've been on it from the start. Reaching for the sky, hitting the bullseye, we on the mark.
What it do? It's Wednesday. You know what it is. The On Your Mark Show, powered and sponsored by Epic Sports Apparel. Every play I compete, live from the Fishbowl Radio Network. It's up. It's Wednesday. Got a special guest today. Listen, when you talk about running back specific things, there's only a few guys that you can tap in with. I got one of the guys in the game that's been doing this for a long time. That's my guy Harold Taylor. You better known as T360 out of the Houston area. He's got some of the best things that you do with the running backs around the country. He's a mentor. He's a guy that's been in the Houston area for a long time. He's been coaching and training running backs at all levels for years. And man, we're gonna tap in with him today. Coach T, how you doing, baby?
Hey, how you doing, Mark? How you doing, man?
Man, doing great, man. Appreciate you giving us a little time out your busy schedule, man, to hop on the show and talk some game. So let's backtrack just a little bit to give the listeners kind of a little bit of background on you. Where you play ball at, where you're from, where you played at collegiately and things like that, and how you got into coaching and training, what you're doing today.
All right. Well, about Coach T, I'm originally from San Diego, California. So, grew up out there. Pops was in the military, so when he decided to retire, we moved to Houston, Texas, in my junior year. So, went to high school out here in Smiley High School, which is now North Forest High School. Went there, played ball there. Team wasn't that great, but still handled my business and earned a scholarship to University of Houston. Played there for 2 years. Left. Um, had some arena ball time, and then joined the military, man. Went and joined the military. Joined the military for 4 years. After I got done with the 4 years, I got back out, came as a civilian again, and got into coaching, and that's where I started my coaching career. So started out there in California, coached for 3 years. Then I moved back to Houston. When I tried to get back into coaching, I really didn't have any connections, and then I just decided to train on the side just until I got to coaching, and the training turned into something else. So that's where we're at today.
Absolutely,
That's where we're at today.
absolutely, absolutely. And I talk about what you do specifically. T360. You started something that's been going on for a long time. I've been following you for years. What was the genesis of getting that started? Running back specific training, and just give us a little background on how you got that started.
Well, I mean, the way it got started was, like I said, I wanted to get into coaching, and really couldn't try to. I really couldn't get in nowhere. At least the opportunities I did have, I didn't want to take. Like, I'm cool because I felt like I had some experience coming from California. So when I started training, I just started training my son at first. Started training him, just doing simple footwork stuff. Then his cousin came, that turned into something, getting the neighborhood kids. Um, and then I reached out to one of the coaches at North Forest High School at the time and asked him, hey, can I train some of your players, just to help out because this is my old school. Started training some of those guys, and that's where I found out, like, all right, this is pretty decent. I can really do this. And at first, I was training all positions. Started training all positions, and then I kind of like didn't like it because I felt like, all right, I'm not as good because I seen other trainers. No bull. I seen other trainers. I'm like, hold on, these guys are good. I'm not as good as that when it comes to that type of stuff. But at the time, I had 3 running backs. I'm like, well, that's what I do. That's what I am. So I just started focusing on running backs. Like, you know what? I'm gonna leave the other stuff to the guys who are real good at that. But I'm gonna focus on just running back stuff. And at the time, it wasn't too many people that I know. Actually, there was nobody I knew who just did running backs. People did running backs, but nobody just focused on running backs. So I just focused on running backs because in my eyes, I said, I know that already. I done it, so I'm gonna teach that, and that's where it started. So the one thing led to another. They had good seasons. They talk to their friends, and then their friends tap in, and they get them results. And the way I teach is, yeah, people see the drills on my Instagram, and like, oh, that's cool. But when they get to me, they're like, hold on, it's a lot more to it because I have to break them down first. So I do a lot of breaking down, very technical, and how my guys move and how you should move. While playing running back, especially nowadays with everything being so open. So that's what I really focus on. If you look at my videos, a lot of guys look the same. Like, hold on, they all have their wrist, hold the wrist. They all have be balled up because I drill that into them before they even get to the fancy drills. And that right there, like I said, results are results. And people just keep coming in because they know what they're gonna get.
Absolutely. Now you talk about breaking them down when they first get to you. I know this is a process, and it's not something that happens just
Hmm.
overnight. This is something that has to be, it's like molding clay. You're modeling something.
Oh yes.
It's not something that you can just pick up and just go to town with. So talk about when an athlete first come to you. What do you try to look for, and what's the breakdown when they first come to you, and where you try to lead them? Because what you do is specifically for each athlete. Been watching you for a long time. You might have group sections sometime, but you like to get these guys one on one before you're moving into a group session,
Oh
and
yes.
try to break it down
That's the
first.
best.
Speak
That's
on
the
that
best
just a
way.
little bit.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, and I see when it comes to, like you said, the group sessions, a lot of people think that that's all I do when they hit me up and, hey, when's your next group session? I want to come to the group session. And I give them the information and tell them to go ahead and come by because I don't tell them why they shouldn't be out there. But usually they come to my group sessions and find out, hold on, I can't keep up with what he's doing because I have kids who come to me on a consistent basis and they know the movements of how they just know certain movements on how to get through the little things I put out there. Now, guys, when it comes to me, first thing people come to me, I focus on the control. You have any control? Because I have a lot of kids who are fast. I got a lot of kids who are strong, and that's all they know how to do. And I let a lot of guys know, hey, at running back, it ain't about just being the fastest or the strongest or the biggest or anything like that. It's about can you control it, man? Because there's too many moving parts. One thing I tell my running backs that there's 11 guys out there who want to hit you when you get the ball. The quarterback gets the ball, then you get the ball, and it's 11 guys on you. You just got moving parts on you around you. So therefore, you got to move that way. Run like you're going to get hit. So make a cut or two, and run through somebody. But a lot of guys don't understand it. They think they just make a whole bunch of moves. It's not about making a whole bunch of moves. It's about navigating. It's traffic. So I have to break guys down and tell them, hey, slow it down sometimes because sometimes less is more. You have to wait for stuff to open up. Coaches say it all the time. A lot of guys can't break it down to where, hey, this is why you got to slow down, and this is how you slow down. This is how you slow down the perfect way to where you don't lose any momentum because you got to bring momentum and rhythm into the way you move because a lot of moving parts. And so that's what I teach. And when guys, I ain't gonna lie, after 20 minutes, the guys think to themselves, like, hold on, I ain't been told this before. Yeah, I know. I know you ain't been told this. I've done it before. That's the reason why. The thing is, whatever you're doing, I've already done. So I can tell you exactly what you're feeling and why you should feel that way. And usually I let guys do a couple reps by themselves. Then I say, all right, correct this, correct that, drop your hips. You got to move. You got to use your legs that spring sometimes. You got to kind of flow with it. Once I make those corrections, like, wow, that feels a whole lot smoother. It feels like I'm not even trying that hard. That's the whole point. You don't want to be out there stressed out while you're running. You get about to get hit by guys. So therefore, let's be in control. And that's the basic of what I teach. And guys take that, and once they learn it, they just run with it. And that's what you see when you see all them videos of them guys, the way they move. They just run with it because now they understand, hold on, I ain't got to be the fastest, but I'm not running slow either. Slow is smooth, but smooth is fast when you think about it. And that's what I teach. And guys, once they get it, they do their own thing, man.
Absolutely.
That's really about it.
The proof is in the pudding, and that's one reason I wanted to have you come on today.
Exactly. When people say, well, how do you do it? I break it down, they get it, and then they take it to their own level. Because everybody's different. I have guys who are like 230, 240. I can't treat them like a scat back, so I train them in a way to where they can move in a scat back kind of way, but at the same time, your core is getting downhill. So I focus on little stuff like that. Just introduce the hips because a lot of guys who are big, they'll have no hips. Mm-hmm. They just rely on just being a juggernaut. You can't do that, bro. You ain't going to last that long.
Right.
Therefore, learn how to control your tempo. It's just tempo, especially if you're running the zone offense. It's all about tempo. Learn how to turn it on and turn it off and when to make the cut. And you're only going to make 2 or 3 cuts, a jump cut or a speed cut. You may hit a spin move every now and then, and that's all you really need. You got to know when to do it. That's all I'm teaching.
Absolutely. I mean,
just old running back stuff as I look at it.
Right. I mean, and the running back position, man, let's get into this. It's one of those things where people don't take the value where it used to be. 30 years ago, at the height of its and let's just start at the professional ranks. You had the Walter Paytons, the Tony Dorsetts, the Emmitt Smiths, the Barry Sanders and those guys in the 90s. Legends. Now it's like they think that they can just find any old running back and put them into a system and they be successful. Well, it's not like that. You know what I mean? They have to be developed, and certain running backs fit certain systems. How do you try to get that across to your guys? Because they have to take what they learned from you and take it back into, their scheme or whatever they're running. Do you try to implement that based on, break that down based on what scheme they coming from? You can't, coach a guy that's in a wing T or slot T offense like you can coach a spread guy. So talk about that a little bit.
Exactly, yes. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody moves different, first of all, so you can't treat everybody type the same. But also, that's one thing I do with all my guys, especially when we get one-on-one. Hey, what kind of scheme you playing? You want an I formation? Are you just a traditional spread? Or are you in the wing T? Like, how do you line up? Show me what's your bread and butter play. And then what I do is I just try to base it off that because I don't want to teach them something that can't take back with them to their offense.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
that's why I prefer more one-on-one training because I can break them down. It's not about just breaking football down on how to play running back. I'm breaking the running back position down by how you need to be. What's your mentality? Because running back is more of a mentality than anything. People think that a lot of you just get out there and just run the ball. If you have a little bit of strength, a little bit of size, and some speed to you, hey, just give them the ball, let them work. And that's why the running back position has kind of been devalued. Because, remember, there was a time where they were trying to put receivers at running back. Hey, just let them get the ball and just take them outside and let them do what they do. Hold on, man. Don't disrespect us.
Right. Absolutely.
Don't disrespect us. We're some of the most athletic guys on the football field.
Right.
But I think the teams start to realize, like, hold on, these running backs are. I think running backs became better, and teams didn't want to pay them, and that's how I look at the whole little running back situation thing. It's all about the money, man, because you can't deny a running back. And if anything, if you look at this past year on all levels, tell you the truth, the running back position's been like the prime position, one
Right.
of the prime positions.
Right.
So how can you deny it? And I think that's I ain't gonna say it's on purpose, but that's just like fate. Like, hey, look it, you trying to make something devalued, but now you have to value it because you need it. If you want to win, you need a running back who could do a whole lot of. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
therefore, it's starting to come back, and thanks to Saquon, you know, Saquon tore it up. He was healthy all year. He was good. He showed you, hey, you could pay a running back, and this
Right.
is what you gonna get.
Right.
So he's helping. He's helping. The future running backs like, hey, I can still keep playing this, and he's
Yeah.
taking those guys who shouldn't be playing running back and putting them at slot. If you know what I mean. Hey, go
Absolutely.
play slot, bro. You not really. You don't want to get up in there because you still have to have that aggression as a running back. You can't just go out there. It's not all about being the fastest guy out there. Nah, it's about being out playing smart, being smart, and knowing that you about to get hit, man. It takes some balls to go out there knowing you're gonna get hit regardless. So, yeah, it's definitely coming back. It has been devalued, but I think that's going to change and give it a couple more years with the productivity of these running backs. Because believe me, I see them all the time, and these kids are good now. These kids are different, man.
Oh yeah.
These
Oh yeah.
kids are different. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's on the come up, and I have faith in it, man. I'm glad I'm in the position where I'm at to see the evolution of it.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that it's one of the, you have to start with Saquon and Derrick Henry this year.
Oh
As
yeah,
setting the stage for where it should be. And besides the trenches, that's one only position that you get hit on every single play. Every single
oh
play.
yeah. Whether you blocking or you blocking
Absolutely.
out there catching the ball or you running that thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you got It takes a certain mentality. You can't. It's not about just being a fast guy or a big guy. Nah, you got to have certain attributes to yourself to endure that over a long period of time.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's not for the faint at heart. You have to have a certain mindset, that you have to get. But when you look at the running back position, from your standpoint, what are some of the things that you have to do well to be successful, and how do you try to encourage that, when you're talking to your guys?
I think, like I talked about earlier, your mentality. A lot of kids come to me and Um, I've never been nobody to shy anybody away or kill nobody's dreams, but a lot of kids come to me, hey, I want to play running back. I want to play running back. Hold on, do you play running back, first of all? No, I don't play running back, but I want to turn into a running back. Okay, I'll give anybody a shot. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's not meant to be a running back. I think, the good running backs, the ones that make it to the next level, that the kids that who become running backs, if they always been a running back, they never just been showed how to be a real running back.
Right.
So that's why I think that the whole undervalued part comes in because nowadays, especially in the Pop Warner era, nowadays with Little League has a big spotlight on it as it has for the last like 10 years. You get a lot of kids who play the running back in Little League just because they were the fastest kid or
Right.
because they were the biggest kid who couldn't get tackled. So when they transition to the high school level, they realize they ain't good running backs. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because, like, hold on. In Little League, it was easy because I was either faster or bigger than everybody. In high school, everybody's big, everybody's fast. And as you go up on levels, that's what's always going to be. So a lot of kids fizzle out. You know what I'm saying? But now, with the whole training being a backbone of a lot of these kids are starting when they're 6, 7 years old, sometimes 5, and starting to train at a certain position. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the future is going to be a whole lot better. So when it comes to just being success, I mean, like I said, first of all, you got to have a mentality. Some kids are raised to be running backs. That's definitely happening nowadays. I'm in the world where you train, and yeah, I get kids that young where dads and they've been with me since for like 3 or 4 years, and all they've done is running back stuff. Like they're going to be a running back in their parents' eyes, and that's all they train for. You know what I'm saying? So The generation that generation is going to have the mentality of a running back. Now, for the kids who didn't grow up as, oh, I didn't have the mentality of a running back. You know when you're a running back, if you get, like I said, you got to be able to endure hits upon hits for no reason sometimes.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? Dirty hits,
exactly.
all that kind of hits. Most linemen are they have no choice because that's the only place they can play. So you have to be tough to be a lineman. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts. If you're on the line and you're not tough, you're not going to play football.
Right,
That's just period because you're too big to do anything else. But as a running back, you don't have to be the biggest. You definitely don't. It don't worry about your size. You don't have to be the fastest. It's all about how tough are you, and are you smart enough to? Are you disciplined? Tell you the truth. Are you disciplined and can the coach trust you with the ball in your hand? Not just to be fast, but to make something happen, to help protect. You know what I'm saying? You got to help your teammates out too because there's a lot of dirty work at running back also,
right,
especially as you go up on levels. So it's a mentality thing. So kids have to understand that from the get go. Like I said, the ones who've been playing running back their whole life, that's all they know. So they know they're kind of like in a way not a they crash out. We crash out with what I'm saying,
yeah,
control crashing out.
right,
That's what running backs do because we can finesse it and take it all away, or we could bang it up in there and pom with every other play. It's nothing. That's why, and I think right now with the way running backs are getting played, is by committee, which is better for because you don't get longevity now.
right,
You know what I'm saying? It's longevity, but at the same time, you can still pay those two or three running backs that's producing because they'll pay two or three receivers that's doing the same thing. So like I said, it's going to change over time in my eyes with the way productivity has been, and not just with this year. This year was just like, all right, here it's in your face. But over the last years, running
right.
backs have always produced. They've always been a part of every championship team, everyone. So, like I said, you gotta give it respect. So, I think kids once they realize, all right, I know I can do this on a daily basis, especially as I get older, they'll have success at being a running back. It's not about just running touchdowns. That's the cool part. That's the
Right,
reward. It's a
right.
lot of work in running back, man, and a lot of kids find that out when they come. Like, man, I didn't know all this. I didn't know the jump cut. I'm over my jump cut. You improved my jump cut. Yeah, I know because you was really just jumping off the ground. No, you don't want to jump off the ground. What if you get hit?
Right.
So it's all about little things, man. And like I said, it's all based off of experience. And like I said, I know the feeling of whatever they're going through. So that's why it's easy for me to teach it.
Absolutely. I mean, and I think, shout out to my guy Steven Salas, that's tapping in. Training is the key. You have to train outside of what you do normally. The most successful
Yeah.
guys, the guys that you see going to the next level, train specifically for their position for different traits. I mean, those traits are learned. You know what I mean? And I think running back's one
Hmm.
of the most reactive positions that you'll find on the field. To speak on that a little bit, how important that is for these guys. Parents are on the fence. It's an investment for now, for later. You have to invest in that athlete. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, investing in athletes, I think it's very important. Like I said, I mean, when I was coming up, it wasn't really an option. I'm gonna say that it wasn't an option. There was no such thing as somebody who could train me at a certain position who I could be better when it counts. That's like high school. So I think investing in training is a big part of athletes' development. I mean, now I'm not a hater of 7 on 7. 7 on 7 is cool. But 7 on 7 from what I've seen is more fun than anything. I don't see the practice part, so I can't speak on that. So I'm pretty sure there is a lot of development. But the training aspect, I would like there's certain positions that shouldn't be, or like certain positions who don't thrive in 7 on 7. What do they have besides off-season work with their school?
Mm-hmm.
They should be invested in training the most because
Right.
why there is no outlet, they can't go out there and run the ball every day. Receivers could go out there and get tons of thousands of routes all 7 on 7 season, so they just potching up their little, their movements. That benefits them. 7 on 7 is great for them. DBs, 707 is great for them. It teaches you how to follow somebody. It sharpens your back pedal. If
Yeah.
anything, your back pedal is going to be on point, and your breaking skills got to be on point because it's going to be tested all season. It's really just one on one and zone, a little bit of zone, and making decisions. Great.
Right.
Quarterbacks, getting your arm having your arm ready, hot. Fine tuning your accuracy is very great. In my eyes, linebackers depends on if you're in the coverage scheme where you cover a lot at your school, or you want to sharpen up your coverage skills. Yes, linebackers should be in 707 because that helps them. You know, it's unrealistic for them, but at the same time, it helps them with their covering skills. Running backs, it's maybe because I'm a running back guy. Oh my God, if you're really just a decoy, you may get a couple of passes, but a lot of my guys that I train, they always play defense more in 707. So I
Right.
don't see the benefit of it. You know what I'm saying? So guys, running backs should definitely be training. I think tight ends, they should do it. Yeah. There ain't a lot of tight ends nowadays, but tight ends, they should be doing 707. But linemen and stuff, like you gotta train in off season. There's no 707 for you.
Right.
So that's where the investment needs to come in. So I'm not gonna sit there and say nobody should do 707, but certain positions don't need 707.
Right.
707 is beneficial, and that is an investment also. That's a lot of money for it, but that's an investment, and it does help. So it all depends on what you're trying to be good at, and I think that's where the focus should go.
Right.
You know, there's, I think a lot of football is fun nowadays, so you got to figure out how you want to have your fun, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, the only thing I can say is sometimes running backs get lost in 707 because
Oh man, they
it's
get
not
lost.
geared specifically for them. But on the flip side, it does give them the hand-eye coordination and things. They do need to have an understanding of the route tree when it comes to from the running back specific what the thing
hmm
they do. But I also believe it's up to the coaching staff to implement that as well. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course, of course, of course, of course. And that's the one thing I do with my every single running back, whether it's a group session or it's a one on one. I'm always in and we running the route tree for running backs out the backfield.
right.
Every single we
Absolutely.
doing both sides. And guys like, Coach, we just got done doing all that. Why you want to run routes at the end? I'm like, first of all, because you don't know these routes, you need to sharpen these routes. 'Cause when it's time for you to go to camp or be in front of somebody, when they say, hey man, go run an arrow. You want to know? Oh, I know what that is. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what that is, and I sharpen it up. And plus, it's a little bit of conditioning at the same time. But yeah, routes is very important, and a lot of coaches they don't enforce that. They tell the kids what the route is, but a lot of kids don't work on their routes.
Right.
So 707 does help running backs get that that receiver like movement because they need that nowadays in football because no matter where they go, somewhere they're gonna try to throw them out there and in the slot somewhere just as a fifth receiver or fourth receiver depending on the formation and the scheme that they're in. So, it does help, but from my experience a lot of my guys they play more defense than anything.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's like, hey, you should be training, man, especially when you go into a school that's going to run the ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 60% of the time, what 707 is fun, the pictures is cool, but don't. A lot of guys want to come to me in July. They think they could cram it in. It's like, yo, hey, you got 1 month before you got to report, and it ain't gonna happen that fast.
Right.
You had all off season to do it, but you can't wait until the last minute because I'm good, but I ain't that good. I ain't that good with it.
No
Where I
doubt.
can change you
No
in
doubt.
1 month, and you probably only come twice. Like, nah, you need to tap in and take it seriously. So,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of kids who do take it seriously though, and there's a lot of people who do invest in training. So I mean, I can't complain about kids not investing in training because there's a lot of kids who do. You know what I'm saying? But with kids and parents that are on the fence, I mean, you got to think about what you want for the future because you know the older you get and the higher level, it gets more technical because everybody's going to be strong and fast. Everybody's going to be strong and fast, but how well can you move with that strength and that speed? That's really
Absolutely.
what it comes down to.
Absolutely. Man, got my guy, Coach Harold Taylor, T360 training down in the H, one of the best running back trainers in the country. from a recruiting aspect, let's talk about that a little bit, because I know that you have a lot of dealings where you're helping these kids get the exposure that they need, and talk to college coaches. What are they looking for from a running back? I know first things first, it's going to be scheme specific. Does the running back fit that particular scheme that is being recruited by that particular offense or organization that they're looking for at the next level? How do you try to help your guys with exposure? Because it's been one of those things, with your high school guys, that's important to you, helping them get into the next level.
Yeah, well, I tell a lot of my guys, man, hey, we can train all we want in the world, but you got to produce results.
Okay.
That's going to sell more than anything. And I also tell my guys, hey, the videos that you guys always want from me, you got to use those and actually post those. A lot of kids don't. But, posting your videos about the way you move, really just anything that's going to relate to football, that's what these college coaches want to see. They want to see who they are going to invest in. So, and I realize a lot of these kids, they don't want to move that way. There's some kids that do, and they take advantage of it. And that's why you see certain kids get more, you could say hype, what you could call it whatever you want, but you see their name a whole lot because they're willing to invest the time for people to get to know them as far as coaches. They reach out to coaches. They bug these coaches. They bug these coaches, but they also go see those coaches in person, hit those camps. You know, they got to do the legwork. That's the landscape it is nowadays.
Right.
When I was coming up, you just hope a coach rolled into your school and your coach told them about you. Nowadays, these coaches is going to these schools and they hearing about these kids, but they want to see more. And that's what I always hear. I want to see more. I like him. I like this. I like that. I want to see more. So my approach to my running backs is, hey, we got to do everything. You got to be able to block. You got to be able to catch. You got to be able to run, and you got to be able to know what kind of offense you in. You got to know what the lineman doing, man. You got to know, hey, you got to know what the options is when you out there in a route. You have to be smart now because football has become a business, especially for the next level. So all the high school kids, hey, it's time to get on that grind. Do you really want to play this? Because you got to invest the time and you got to sacrifice some things to get what you really want. Because at the next level, it's business to them. It's business to them. So, in business, it's always serious. So if you don't take it serious, you can't expect for them to take you serious. So I let a lot of my guys know, hey, put yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? You got to really brand yourself and market yourself like you're something that they would want. But a lot of kids, I understand, they don't have that advice. They think they just, all right, well, I'm gonna post my huddle and there we go. That will get their attention. No, everybody's supposed to know huddle, man. And they
Mm-hmm.
ain't got time to go through the whole thousands of huddles. They just don't.
Right.
So you got to pop out and make yourself noticeable. And the best way, training is cool. And the reason why I like training, because to me, if you get with a good trainer, no matter what position you play, you get with a good trainer who teaches you the techniques and how to just be in your own style, you can go to camp. Camping is the key.
Right.
You got to go to camp and get in front of these coaches' faces.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
they remember faces and they remember, hold on, this kid was this. And that's where you get them at. A lot of kids, they want to go to these mega camps, and there's nothing wrong with these mega camps because you could get found. But I tell my boys, hey, camp where you feel like you could play at right now. Don't
Absolutely.
take do not go to Alabama and
Mm-hmm.
get lost.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to go there for pictures, that's on you, but you're
Yeah.
wasting your time.
Right. Right.
Go somewhere small. Go get noticed first.
Right.
Because that's what I've seen happen. I've seen guys go to smaller schools when they have their camps, the more personable camps,
Yeah.
but my running backs is probably be like 8 running backs there. Like, brother, that's the camp you want to be at.
Yeah.
You can stand
Absolutely.
out.
Yeah.
You go there, you stand out in the drill, they talk to you, hey, where are you from? Whoop this, whoop that. Get a little offer first from one of them. Because the thing is, it's more like a domino effect. Once you get an offer, you know what I'm saying, then hold on, who's this kid? Who's this kid? who's this kid? And then that's where the big stuff comes. You just got to keep going and showing.
Right.
You have to go and show. I mean, you can lie on it. You can lie on the internet nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
going and showing, yeah, you can't deny that. So
Absolutely.
you have to put it in their face in every way possible. So I tell all my guys, hey, what you training for? I'm trying to go next level. All right, bet. I can get your social media and tell you when you're trying to go next level. You think you want to go next level, but man, come on now.
Yeah.
The times have changed. You have your phone all day. Use your phone wisely. I promise you, it will set you up for the future. Y'all have that advantage. You know what I'm saying? Some kids take it, some kids don't. The ones that take it, they get the results.
Absolutely.
Because like I said, you gotta go and show nowadays, and I it works.
Yeah.
If you like that, go prove it.
Absolutely.
If you
I
like
mean,
that, go
and
prove it.
that's the key. You can't camp for pomp and circumstance. You can't. It's
Oh, you can't.
substance, not fluff. And like you said, don't go to Bama if Bama didn't tell you to come. You shouldn't be going. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You
You
better hit
wasting your
these
time. I
small
mean, it's
camps.
cool to say you went, but it's like, did you
Right.
get something out of it, or did your parents just break bread?
Right.
You paid for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you want to go to a showcase, which we're about to talk about right now, those are the type of things. When you're trying to get exposure, you got to get the showcases and things like that at first. Before you get to the
Oh
camp,
yes.
nobody don't know you. Then unless you go there and run a 4.340 and you walk off the bus and you 6'3", 220 at
Yep.
off the edge or something like that. Something has to stick out about you. You have to do something special
Oh
to
yeah.
catch people's eyes. And those are the type of things that we try to talk about each week here on Your Mark Show when it comes to exposure, especially here in the off season. You have to have these intrinsic traits when you step off the bus, and then that gets you the introduction. You know what I mean? It's just like dating. It's just got to
Mhm.
be something that you like about the girl and to make you step to her. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna step to
Yeah.
her
You
just
got to benefit
you
from
got
it.
to benefit from it. You know what I mean? It's something about it, man. But let's get into this showcase, the box showcase, April 19th, C.E. King High School. It's going to showcase some of the best guys in the city of Houston. Got my guy Donnie Baggs, Jaleel Johnson, Todrick Henderson, and yourself, T360. Tell me about this showcase and what you guys thought getting into this, because I understand what this is about. Box play. Box play. Think about that. Linebackers, safeties, running backs, tight ends. Those are the guys that are in there outside of the trenches that make things happen. And I think this is one of the best things that we're going to see coming up, the box showcase. It is April 19th. And talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, man. The box showcase, man. I mean, as you explained it perfectly. Them box players, we get aggressive, but at the same time, we can also be finesse. And we just want to highlight that because when you go to camps nowadays, it's all about the receivers and the DBs, the one-on-ones, just them. And there's just a whole bunch of people going deep, and that's unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? Quarterbacks just throwing their arm out. The tight ends don't get no love. Running backs really don't get too much love unless you're just a running back who has to go flex out at receiver. Linebackers really don't get too much love. And the safeties, they don't get too much love. The safeties are just the cornerbacks who can't really cover as well. That's how I look at them. So,
Right.
we wanted to put some on for the box players. Me and Donnie, we actually been, trying to do something for the last 2 years, but our schedules just haven't, you know, lined up. But this year, I was like, hey, man, let's go ahead and just do it. What's your schedule look like? He was like, you know what, I'm actually free.
Yeah.
So let's put something together, man.
Right.
Let's because me and his running backs have went at it at certain camps. We've been invited to camps, and he's been a linebacker guy. I've been a running back guy. And when we
Absolutely.
get together, it's electric. And no matter where we go, everybody says, man, this was the highlight of the camp.
Yeah.
These running backs and these linebackers, they was going at it, and y'all let them get aggressive, but it was controlled,
Right.
and it was just hype. And it really took attention away from the DBs and receivers. And you know what I'm saying? Usually that's the highlight of most camps.
One-on-ones.
So
Yeah.
I said, yeah, exactly. But me and him was like, hey, man, well, since we do this at other camps, let's go ahead and do something. For not just wait for somebody to come out here and just do a camp where we show up. Let's just put one on. So we just be putting it on. We got Jaleel to handle the safeties. He's probably one of the best. He's probably, in my eyes, the best DB trainer, so he works with a lot of safeties and cornerbacks. So he's gonna be over the safeties, teaching them, getting them ready for the one-on-ones, coaching them up because we do some active coaching out there. So then it's
Absolutely.
gonna be just a one-on-one showcase where you able to just line it up. Next. Nah, you gonna run your route, and whatever happens, happens. And then while you getting ready to run off, you probably might get coached up. More than likely, you will get coached up if you won or you lost. So it's gonna be some active coaching out there, man. We'll have some other guys out there. We'll have some ex-NFL players and probably hopefully a couple of current ones. I said they're going to tap in out there, too, to help with the coaching up and everything because we just want to highlight that, hey, these guys in this box are very important. They really make the game move. Without them, it's really nothing. They give the opportunity for the big bomb plays and all that good stuff. So we'll just put some on for those guys because those positions still do exist. And we want to highlight that
Yeah.
and show love because while we guys who done the same thing, and we're like, you know what, forget that. Let's not wait for nobody to do it. We're going to do it. And it's not just for the city of Houston. This is for the state of Texas. Even had a couple guys out of state that have reached out about, hey, can we come? Hey, if you free to come out here and get some work. Come prove yourself. Oh, because we got some kids with some stars that's always ready to show up. And the way I look at it is, hey, all you guys who say, oh, man, how he gets stars, come prove why he should have stars or not.
No doubt.
You will have that opportunity. You think, oh, he's a three-star linebacker, or he's a four-star linebacker, you're a running back he can't cover me. Go prove it.
Right.
Because the right people gonna be out there to watch you.
Absolutely.
24/7 Sports gonna be out there. Vipe gonna be out there. You know what I'm saying? We might have a couple coaches incognito out there watching. This is your chance.
Right.
Prove it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? There's no politics going along with this. You know what I'm saying? If you're a three-star and you get embarrassed, that's on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of camp we trying to go because there is no middleman. It's just me and him. It's two trainers who look, and we worry about development. We like development.
Right.
Let's go ahead and get these guys in front of each other, and we know the right people. Let's make it happen. Why not? And this is just the first round. We plan on doing something later on this summer, right before the season. Give guys another chance to, hey, come redeem yourself. Or if you wasn't part of the first one, you definitely going to be part of the second one.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, got some good media coming out. Got you coming out.
Yes, sir.
We got a lot of people coming out.
No doubt. I'll be in the building.
It's going to turn out pretty big, and it's only been a week and a half, and we got a good turnout and people that's already lined up ready. And right now there is no cap, but hey, so get in where you fit in.
Absolutely.
If you hear this, get in where you fit in and get in now, because there will be a walk up. You can walk up and pay if you want to, but that price will not be the pre-registered price.
Absolutely.
All right, so you can walk up if you want to, but we taking you too.
Yeah.
You want to be last minute with it? All right, cool. You better come ready though, because there's gonna be some heat out there.
No doubt. Yeah, I've already seen some of the guys that committed to it on the linebacker and running back deal there, man. I think this is great. This is something that, I know that you've been trying to work on for a little bit. Shout out to Bags as well. Saw him a couple weeks ago when I was
Bags,
in the H.
Shout out to Torek, shout out to Jaleel, shout out to Jackson, shout out to Jackson too.
Yeah, shout out to Jackson.
We got the right
big
people.
ups,
We got the right people that's gonna be in the building, man. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, on the U of H 247.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. So, but yeah, we're gonna have the right people in the building. Just make sure you're there. Don't wait to see the highlights and people talk about it.
Yeah,
because it's really gonna be live. It's gonna be live. We got the whole thing to ourselves, guys. So,
I got a question from one of the listeners, real quick, and I'll try to weigh in on this because I see a lot of these things. But how do you stop camps from getting too physical without pads? Talk about that a little bit.
Tell you the truth, man. I ain't gonna say there's no formula. I think it's the way I go about it is I let it be known beforehand. I remind them during hand, and I guess it's just a zero tolerance. I would say it's more of a presence because before we do the one-on-ones, do all that stuff, I'm enforcing that anyway. It's letting them know, hey, these guys gonna get aggressive.
Right.
That don't mean you can't get aggressive, but hey, don't start nothing because if you do, you're gone.
Yeah.
And there's zero tolerance for it.
Right.
But please don't be the example.
Yeah.
Try me if you want to be the example. We just let that be known. And on Donnie's end, I know how he gets with his guys. You know what I'm saying? He'll jump in his guys' face like, hey, what is your problem type. So it's just I guess it's more of a presence. Guys just already understand. Now we have had guys who get chippy and everything as we expect. You know what I'm saying? But leave it all right there.
Yeah.
We'll leave it there and we keep it moving. It's just competition, guys. So it never gets a little bit too chippy. It gets chippy though.
Yeah.
It has to get chippy.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of control, and I think it's more that the kids and the boys, they do respect our presence. So that plays a part in it also. So I think it's gonna be decent. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be fire though.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
no
fire.
doubt, no
It's
doubt.
gonna be
I think it's gonna be real good. April 19th down at C King High School in the H, from 4 to 7 o'clock. The box showcase in the box. We got box players, box activities going down. You know what I'm saying? And to answer that question
we will also
too,
have top performer awards. So
say less. For
you
sure.
go walk away with something and some recognition. I promise you, this is not just a little put together canvases. We expect 200 plus.
Yeah.
We really do. You know what I'm saying? So this is gonna be live. Just make sure you're part of you're one of those parts. And it's for everybody in Texas, not just the city of Houston. It's not just for the city of Houston. This is for Dallas too. We got some guys from Dallas tapping in. They'll come down, support also. Got some kids already saying, can they come down?
Right.
Oh, for sure, come down.
Yeah.
So yeah, we gotta. It's gonna be something nice, man. And like I said, it's just the first round.
Absolutely. I think this is something that's gonna be, yearly from now on. I expect big things popping with this for sure. Well, definitely,
yes,
Coach,
sir,
man. Listen,
yes,
I appreciate you hopping on today. Again, one more time, the
I
box
appreciate
showcase.
you having me on, man.
Man, it's been a long time coming. We've been trying to get it together. Both our schedules are crazy.
Schedules, man, but hey, we all good right now.
Yes, sir, man. Listen, I appreciate you coming out and joining the show, man. Before we get you out of here, give out your social medias where they can find you at.
Yeah, you can reach me on Instagram at just at T360 Elite. You can hit me on Twitter or X. Same thing at T360 Elite. I mean, I have a TikTok, but I really don't post on it. But you go and hit me on that one too. Same thing at T360 Elite. Man, Instagram is where I post the most, and that's where I'll be the most active. So if you want to reach me, hit me out. Yes, I do train one-on-one. That
for sure.
I do train one-on-one. I prefer one-on-one. But if you want to jump in my groups, holler at me about when the groups are, man. But yeah, hit me with the one-on-ones because that's where you'll learn more, and you can actually get in my groups and kind of dominate once you do some one-on-ones, once you understand.
Absolutely.
So holler at me. I train all ages. I train from 6 years old and up. I don't just train high school kids. 6 years old and up, little league, middle school, high school, college, professional, CFL, European guys, arena football players. You come to me, you want some work, let's get it.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to my guy, Coach T from T360, hopping on the On Your Mark show today. Powered and sponsored by Epic Sports Apparel, every play I compete. This show will be up today on the On Your Mark show YouTube channel. Click, like, and subscribe. We'll get at you next week live from the Fishbowl Radio Network. We out.
Hey, ready, set, go. It's time to hit the mark. This that show you need to know about. We set ourselves apart. Sports talk at the pinnacle. We got all the knowledge, covering every level, helping these young men get to college. Got the coverage of a DB, vision of a QB coming at you like a DN. Let all of that sink in. Working in the weight room, we can't take no days off. Doing drills when they not looking, that's what make us stand out. Don't worry about how much time is left, we got it planned out. Execution, elite footwork, nasty when we running routes. Accuracy off the chain, we've been on it from the start. Reaching for the sky, hitting the bullseye, we on the mark.